We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Julian James, CEO Global Markets Insurance for Sompo International. Julian, welcome.
Good morning, Richard. Good to see you.
So, Julian, you've had senior positions at global brokers, global underwriters, and at Lloyd's. So you've got a pretty comprehensive perspective on the global insurance market. How does today's market environment rank?
Well, I think, to be honest, Richard, it seems pretty stable. I think there's an expectation of a degree of equilibrium between insurers and reinsurers. I've been coming here for over 25 years, and what I've witnessed so far, and we're here only on day one, is there seem to be a load of rational conversations going on. As ever, there's a lot of talk about price. As ever, there's a lot of talk about cat exposures and how best to insure it and whether there's an adequate amount of capital. But there seem to be some pretty sensible conversations going on. And there's an understanding, I think, that both reinsurers need to make money and that insurers need to pay a reasonable amount for the protection that they go for. So when I look at what I've seen so far, I've seen equilibrium and stability in a way I don't think I've ever witnessed in the last 25 years.
Rational conversation is not necessarily something one associates with Monte Carlo.
No, and we are only on day one, so I don't want to prejudge the outcome, but so far so good.
So a lot of talk inevitably in Monte Carlo about North American cat exposures, but at Sompo International, your development recently seems to have been focused quite a lot on Europe. What are the opportunities you've spotted there?
Well, for Sompo International, and each company is always at a different stage of development. What we feel strongly about is bringing together the global operations and resources of Sompo throughout the world. So what we're trying to do and have been trying to do for the last 3 or 4 years is to pull together all of our underwriting operations into one coherent force with a degree of stability and a degree of common consistency for our customers. What we also believe strongly about is that we can continue to grow. I mean, we've grown outside of Japan at an average growth rate of about 15% for the last 6 years, and we feel that we've got a lot more to offer our customers. And if I look at the world, and I look at the world outside of North America, there's plenty of opportunity. And we're reminded that the world of catastrophes happen outside of North America by the terrible events in Morocco that we've witnessed over the weekend. We know that customers need help in all parts of the world, and what we're trying to do is put underwriting resource on the ground close to our customers to be able to transfer the risks that they wish to do so. So when I look at the world for Sompo, I think there's a massive amount of opportunity, but at the heart of everything is that you've got to do that with your eyes wide open and make sure that there's sensible pricing. Because at the end of the day, our shareholders reward us for making sensible underwriting decisions, and therefore, as ever in the insurance industry, it is about growth, but it's about profitable growth and not doing stupid things. So as we look to expand, yes, we want to make more capital available to our customers. Yes, we want to put underwriting resources on the ground, but we will only enter those markets where we feel we've got a reasonable expectation of making an underwriting profit from doing so.
So related to that, we hear a lot about Sompo International's aggressive growth ambitions. How easy is it to balance a prudent underwriting strategy with the expectation of capital providers?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word aggressive. I'd probably use the word controlled growth. At the end of the day, I think the culture that exists within our company is one of being underwriting entrepreneurs, and that's been instilled upon us through just the culture that prevails throughout all of the firm. So, part of our judgment that we need to make is to look at areas where we can focus on, and there is a reasonable expectation of making an underwriting profit. And as ever, if I think back over the last 3 to 4 years, we have made quite substantial adjustments to our upfront portfolio, and there are certain areas of the market where we don't believe the pricing is adequate, or are heading in the wrong direction, or the terms and conditions aren't right. And therefore, when we look to grow, we look also at where we should be shrinking. So it's controlled growth in my mind.
Julian, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Richard.
For Invest TV, I'm Richard Banks.